Hey guys, Sarah here from Hospitality Success School. I'm just popping in and wanted to say hello today. In the last sort of video, I did a little, we spoke about what your goals are and what your business goals are and what success means to you. And I wanted to follow that up today, or now, depending on when you're watching this video, with a little bit of a chat about goals and about how we set goals. So, hey guys, do say hello if you're popping in and watching. Most of the people that we work with, their main goal, or what they think their main goal is increasing profit. So increasing revenue or increasing profit. So I prefer to think of it, or I prefer to say increasing profit, because revenue is only part of that. So if we're looking at, and this is the way I like to break it down. So if we're looking at your goal is to increase profit in your business, that's a fantastic goal. You can attach some real measurable metrics around that, and it can be a really clear goal, and that everyone can work towards and everyone can contribute to. But within that, I guess there's two main ways I think that we can increase profit, and there's two of those. So one of them is increasing revenue, but the other is reducing costs. And these two work well together. And look, this may all seem really simple to you, and it is simple. But I think sometimes it's important to think through these things. And if you're not living them, then maybe you just need a little reminder. So I wanted to talk about how we can reduce costs and how we can increase revenue, and how these work together to improve the profit in your hospitality business. So I'll go into costs first, because that's the thing that, can be the bane of a business and can be a really painful thing. And, it's quite a boring thing, but I want to explain the straightforward way that you can think about reducing costs. So firstly, you got to know what your costs are. So hopefully you're reporting on these, and you're, bookkeeping, and you're looking at your profit and loss, and you're looking at your cash flow regularly, so you know what's going on. There's, I guess, three main areas that we look at and that we can, help you with and train you through and teach you to work on. And they are looking at your staff costing, looking at your menu costing, and looking at your drinks or your bar costing. So how often do you do menu costing and bar costing? If you're not doing that at all, then you've got a big problem. That's a red flag. If you're doing this when you change your menu, it's a good start. Like, you really need to be doing that to be able to set your prices properly. But ideally, what you need to be doing is doing your menu costing every time there's a price change. So hopefully your supplier lets you know whenever they do that. If not, someone's going to have to go and check. So menu costing is really important for you to be able to look at your margins. So there's some people that within a hotel or restaurant setting are getting but under 30% food costs. So that's achievable. If you're looking at sort of over 40, you're in massive trouble. If you're in a higher end place, look, there is a bit of leeway there, but that's something you need to be looking at. If we're looking at staff costing, this is another area where you can, have really big results. So costing out how much your staff is costing you, and as a percentage of, sort of how much you're making. So what's your gross profit margin there? And then there's some of the things you can consider to improve that. What's the makeup of your staff you're using? So are you utilising juniors and trainees within that? So, you've got training wages and apprentice wages, and you can utilise that if you're using an accredited training model. There's also employment arrangements, and this can be really confusing for people. So in hospitality, a lot of people have a really high casual workforce, or a high percentage of casuals. But when you do the maths, it's actually not probably saving you. There is an 11 to 12% savings in wage costs for moving casual staff to part-time. And then you get a range of other benefits with that. So people are more reliable, they're generally more loyal, you can get them to take on more things in the business. And it improves your retention as well. So there's a couple of ways that you can look at costings. And then I guess we're looking at either redesigning those systems, or, negotiating things. So you can potentially go to your supplier and negotiate for your food costs, or you might want to redesign the menu or redesign your serves or something like that to assist with that. The same with staffing. So you might want to redesign your roster a little bit, or look at your employment agreements, like I said. So we've talked about how to reduce your costs. Now let's talk about increasing revenue. So there's a couple of ways that we can look at increasing revenue as well. We've got really increasing the number of sales that you have, or increasing prices. So increasing prices can be really attractive because it can have an impact without you doing much else. But I believe, and I think it's very well worth thinking about, that if you want to increase your prices, you should look at adding more value. And you can do that by improving the customer experience for your customers, or you can look at, so that's reliant on your staff skills, or it may be reliant on your food and beverage offer. So improving the products, improving the dishes, making them bigger, having more unique products that you use, or simply the selling and the service skills of your staff. And that requires some training. But they're great ways to be able to increase your pricing, and sort of, you can make that investment at the start and that can carry on. The other way is to increase the number of sales you've got. So to increase sales, you're really looking at a few different things. We've got, you can look at increasing the number of customers you have, so getting new customers. You can look at increasing the spend of your current customers, and you can look at increasing the frequency of purchase, or increasing the frequency of return of your customers. And so those three things, I guess, the systems that underpin that are, you're looking at your offer, your food and beverage offer, you're looking at your customer experience, so the service, the customer service that your front of house staff provide. The food and beverage offer may be related to your kitchen staff and your chef. And then you're also looking at marketing, which is really important. So what sort of marketing are you doing? There's a lot of really low cost or even free marketing strategies, and that's a massive part of what I'm teaching in the new hospitality marketing project. So if that's something that you'd like to improve in your business, having marketing where you can have some things that are automated, you can have things that are really low cost and really effective. They're the things that I'm going to be going into. So things like having, a consistent brand, social media, we're looking at utilizing that effectively. And the other main thing is building your list. So having a customer list and marketing to it effectively. So use whether that's email, SMS, or Messenger. So there's some new ways. And then we're also looking at different promotions that work really well for hospitality businesses. So if that's something, if you're keen to know more and get involved in those things, learn a bit more about that, then the hospitality marketing project could be right for you. Please get in touch if you want to know anything else. Yeah, that sounds good for today. I hope this has been valuable. Do let us know in the comments if you liked it or if you have any questions, and I'd be more than happy to answer. Bye for now.